This deadly bombing of a train station in southern Russia last month is the kind of nightmare that Russian authorities want to avoid in Sochi, the southern Russian city where the Winter Olympics open on February 7. 2 weeks ago, these two men from a jihadist group in Russia's Dagestan claimed they carried out the train station bombing. One warned President Putin in this YouTube video,
"If you hold these Olympics, we will give you a present for the innocent Muslim blood being spilled all around the world, in Afghanistan, in Somalia, in Syria."
Then he warned Olympic tourists,
"For the tourists who come, there will be a present too."
This week, the Olympic torch rally peacefully made its way through Dagestan and across the conflict-torn Caucasus. In this region, Russian police say that last year they killed 260 Islamic militants and seized 320 homemade bombs. But security experts say that largely Christian Sochi is physically and culturally isolated from Russia's mostly Muslim Caucasus. Defense expert Pavel Felgenhauer says this isolation protects the Olympics.
Sochi in the 19th century was totally ethnically cleansed by the Tsarist military forces of all indigenous population. And it was repopulated by Russians and other people from other parts of the empire, Georgians, Armenians, even Estonians.
Felgenhauer says geography also protects the Olympics.
There's no ingenuous support for jihadist terrorism in Sochi. And Sochi can be bottled up because the mountains that are the background of the city are, right now during the winter, just simply physically unpassable at all. There are no roads there. And there's no way even a well-trained person will get through that mountain at this time of year.
President Putin says he is protecting Sochi with a ring of steel.
If we allow ourselves to exhibit weakness, to exhibit fear, to show our fear, this means we will contribute to terrorists in achieving their goals.
In what looks like the most heavily protected Olympics in history, Russia's deploying 60,000 police and soldiers, 26 for each athlete. Mark Gagliotti is a specialist on Russia's police.
Sochi has more or less been made into a country of its own. You need to have a special sort of visa and entry documentation to get in there. The inhabitants of the area have been brought under considerable controls. You can't drive a private car freely. And then there's electronic controls. They've rolled out a brand new series of electronic measures to basically intercept every single text message, every single email conversation.
But some terrorists may slip through. Last week, police distributed to hotel receptionists wanted posters for these three women. In Russia, they are feared as black widows, jihadist women who carry out suicide bombings to avenge the deaths of their husbands. James Brooke, VOA News, Moscow.